everyone is having a wonderful day or evening, depending on where you are in the world. Yeah. Well, Romeo, I'm fixing you some steak, okay? Monkey. See if I'm cooking. You want to say hi to the people? Huh? You want to say hi? Okay, come on. Say hi. He wants to say hi. Guys, this is Romeo. Say hi, Romeo. Look, look. Oh, look. I love you too. Look. Say hi. Hi, Romeo. Hi. Give me power. Romeo, I'm trying to say hi to the people. He's a mess. He just spoiled. But yeah, I wanted to do some story time. And the reason why I want to do this story is because, as you guys know, or if you don't know, I am going to get baptized at Victory North soon as I have some other things to take care of. But I'm gonna get baptized and I'm gonna record it and all of that. But I was reminiscing about when I was a young woman and I was married, and my then husband was very much, well, he was a Jehovah Witness at first, and he began changing. And we were young and married, maybe 21, 22 years old. And I was praying. I was a praying wife. I was devoted and loyal. And we were very much active in church. I was part of the choir. He was becoming a deacon in the church. And um, he, before he started becoming a deacon, I had gotten baptized in the church. And he was saying, he's not ready. He's not going to get baptized. Hey guys, I'm talking about my um, used to be husband and how we were young and devoted our lives to church, and how we were the young couple in church. And before he got baptized, he was totally just in the world. I mean, he was just a bad person in general. But I was a strong wife and I prayed constantly. And I remember one time we were in church and I was lucky enough just to get him to go to church, just to be in the church and just be there. So this one particular time we stood up, and after the sermon, I'm sorry, I didn't. Oh, well, thank you. And so we were standing up there, singing, and he was standing next to me on my left side. And then they were like, well, if there's someone in the church that wants to dedicate their life to God, let them come forward. And the last thing I was thinking is that my husband was going to move me out of the way and go up there. And he did. He actually pushed me back. Well, he didn't push me, but he was like, excuse me. And I kind of sat down on the pew and he walked past me. And I was like, the power of prayer. So he goes up there, and I mean, we were doing Bible study on Wednesdays. The pastor and his wife would come by. We did Bible study on Wednesdays. Thursday, he would read the Bible. He was so dedicated into changing his life. And then I got this feeling, you guys, I have a gift of dreams. And in this dream, I dreamed that he had done infidelity. And I woke up with sadness. I woke up with praying. I couldn't tell him. I didn't want to, bring that to him. So I began to pray, and I fasted and I prayed. And as I prayed, it still, the feeling was stronger. And it stayed there, y'all. And I remember this one particular time I was getting ready for work. And I worked in a hospital at the time in dietary. And I called him in the restroom while I was getting ready. And I said, babe, I said, listen, I said, the pastor's daughter's coming over to watch the kids for a little bit so you can just get out and go play basketball, because he wanted to go hang out with his friends and play basketball. So I arranged that with her, and I was really close to the pastor's daughter. We were just like, took her in like she was our child. She was pregnant and young, and so she came, and my gut feeling just kept telling me, this is it. This is when he's going to do his infidelity. This is the one. But yet I didn't want to bring that to him. I could not convict him before I even had the, evidence or whatever. So he comes in the bathroom, and I said, hon, I said, listen, I told him she was coming over. I said, let me know if she does anything. I said, because I've had a dream. And I did tell him I had a dream. And then he was just questioning me, like, why would you think that? Why would you think that? Well, I went on to work, and I just kind of left it at that, because my notion was, don't get into it with him. He has to make his own choice on doing good and being good. Life is about choices in this dimension, this reality. So I went on to work, and I was at work, you guys. And I was I think I'm making a shake or something like that. And as I was making that shake, I dropped it. I knew the moment I felt it in my gut, and I dropped it, and I wasted it, and I stood there just staring at it on the floor, because my life had changed in that moment, because I knew something had happened. So later on that day, when I got off of work, and he came to pick me up, um, it was the little things that was different. Like, he would always get out and open up the door for me and look at me. Like, we always connected with the eyes. And this particular time, he didn't look at me. And my heart sank. That was such a hard time as a young wife. But he didn't look at me. So we got home, and she was sitting there on the couch, and I felt it. It was all there. There was nothing. I knew, but I didn't say anything, because I knew that God will reveal things to me. You don't have to say nothing. You can pray about it. You can leave it to God. You don't have to say nothing, because you guys are one. So anything that he does, your husband do, you're going to feel it. You're going to know. The only way you don't know is that you don't pay attention to what God is telling you. And I knew, but I wanted him to tell me, or I wanted her to tell me. So I went to church. We went to church like we normally do, and I already knew. And we were sitting, and I always sit next to her. She always sat next to me, you know. And so she was being really quiet, and I was just leaving it to God, although I had a big old knot in my throat. And then all of a sudden, she wrote on a piece of paper and she told me everything that happened. And I'm sitting there in church, and my heart sinks. I mean, the devil won that day. And I think about it now, and I should have went about things differently, but I was young, and the devil was after me and him. You know, he had a calling from God. I had a calling. We were on our path to righteousness, and we had been together since we were teenagers. And I just wanted to bring that story to you guys, survivors, that even when things get so bad in your marriage, you still pray about it. Now, if he's not abusing you and he's not um, doing things that causes you to lose your life, I know now that adultery, fornication, and adultery is not a reason to get divorced. It's not a reason to get divorced, because those things are going to happen, and not all the time, but those are instances that you have to fight with prayer and strength and patience and guidance, and you have to stick in there for the long run. Adultery is not a reason to get divorced. And that's just my opinion. After, I wouldn't want to marry him now. I wouldn't want to be with him now, because I've gone on with my life and he's still the same as he was. If he wanted to change and really did not want to live the life that he lives, he would have pursued God and he would have stayed with it and he would have gotten his family back. But he didn't do that. So I have moved on, and he has to. So all I can do for him is pray for him, in which I do. I still pray for him and his family. Um, but I just wanted to bring that story to y'all attention, survivors, that considered some circumstances, adultery is not a reason for divorce. But let me know what you guys think. Let me know your experiences on what you've done. If you've had the same experience, and what do you think? Do you think adultery is a reason for divorce, or is it uh, a moment for counseling? And now I'm not talking about an habitual cheater. I'm talking about if your husband or your wife cheats one time, slips up. Is it a reason to end the tie that God has brought together? So I just don't think so. Now I don't. But let me know what you think. Remember, guys, to change your negative thoughts to positive thoughts. And then what? Make good choices. Love you guys. Bye.